So, I'm gonna talk about a YouTuber called Rikki Poynter, something like that. She's an activist YouTuber and she's famous for being um a disabled activist YouTuber. So she talks a lot about hearing loss and vision loss and accessibility and stuff like that. And she made a video about some Russian couples who are born deaf, who have recessive genes, and their children will be deaf if they have a child. And she talked about how they want to try therapy that can edit their genes and so that their children are not deaf or whatever. And she pointed out how that's ableist and stuff. And yeah, she kept talking about how deaf people lead normal lives, but really, like, you're walking down the street and, you know, somebody's speeding down there, and if you were hearing, you would hear the car coming your way, but if you're deaf, then bad luck. Bad luck to you. Also, let's say you're sleeping and somebody breaks in your house and starts shooting, would you hear them? No, you wouldn't. So um, that is a handicap. And what about traveling? Like, sure thing, there is sign language, but uh, do you really expect everybody to speak ASL or Russian sign language or whatever? That's a bad expectation. Most of the people in the world do actually speak English, but about sign language, not really. So, expecting others to accommodate you to such an extent is unreasonable. And what Ricky said is that human race is trying to eliminate disability and stuff, and that it really reeks of eugenics. And to some extent, she's right. We are trying as a species to eliminate disability, and that's not a bad thing. It's not that people hate disabled people, it's that people hate disability, you know? Nobody likes not being able to hear or see or smell or not being able to talk or not being able to move your arms or whatever. Nobody likes that. So we are trying to eliminate that so other people don't have to suffer, you know? Because I met a person who's deaf who likes music, who really wants to listen to music, and she does not have money for cochlear implants, so we are trying to eliminate them. Also, I really don't get deaf people who are protesting against cochlear implants, yet they complain about how the world is not accessible to them. We are trying to be accessible. We are trying, you know, by the means of hearing aids and cochlear implants and interpreters. So the reason why nobody wants to hire disabled people, why they avoid doing that, is purely financial, you know, because that interpreter actually does cost quite a bit, and nobody wants to bear that cost. That's literally like paying for paying uh, two salaries to a single person. And nobody really wants that. They want cheap labor, not to pay two people instead of one. Also, um, the thing is, it's not reasonable to expect everybody to use sign language. So people are trying to cure deafness as much as possible. Um, and refusing to wear hearing aid or cochlear implant is like refusing to wear glasses and then complaining about how the world is not accessible to you. Um, you cannot say I don't want to wear glasses. I want to use my hearing. That does not make sense. So it's much easier for a single person to get adjusted to millions and millions of people than for millions of and millions of people to get adjusted to a single person, and it makes much more sense. And that's why we are trying to push cochlear implants and hearing aids and stuff. Also, being deaf kind of segregates you from the hearing community. I mean, from hearing people, because um, as I've said, most of the people do not really speak ASL and or any other sign language, and it is quite a bit of effort to learn it. So you know, Ricky, you're pretty biased. I get it. I get it that there's deaf culture and stuff, but come on, dude. What are you achieving? And if you want your children to be deaf, I think you're an idiot and you're selfish. Cause they're gonna struggle, you know? They're gonna struggle a lot. Mainly with communication and stigma and stuff. If you went through the stigma, then why would you let them go through it as well? Why? Um, Also, about a video that Ricky made about why she hates Mother's Day and stuff and why she's against it, where she talked about her abusive mother. Keep this thing in mind. Mother's Day is a day for people to be grateful to their mothers, to those who are grateful to show it, you know. Um, so the fact that you don't have a mother who's supportive, you know, that's not a reason for others to hate, for you to hate it. Because it's not only you, the world does not revolve around you. And you're being a bit entitled, you know, right there. So that's what I have to say about this YouTuber. And yeah, I mean, dude, you have to adapt to the world. The world will not adapt to you. It is trying. The world is trying to accommodate deaf people by, as I said, the means of hearing aids and implants and stuff. And if you cannot appreciate that, then fuck you, dude, you know? Fuck you.